Why did a father suddenly stop waving to his daughter every morning? Every day at exactly 7:40 a.m., a delivery driver named Marcus parked his truck across from a middle school in Illinois. His daughter Ava always looked for him before walking through the front doors because they had a special tradition. Marcus would roll down his window, give her a big wave, and Ava would wave back before heading into school. One morning, Ava laughed and said, "Dad, don't forget tomorrow." And Marcus grinned and replied, "Missing that wave would ruin my whole day." For years, nothing changed, until one Monday morning when everything suddenly felt different. Marcus was there in his usual spot, but this time he didn't wave. Ava waited at the crosswalk, expecting him to smile like always, but nothing happened. He just sat there staring straight ahead. That evening at dinner, Ava asked, "Did you even see me this morning?" Marcus forced a smile and quietly said, "Sorry, busy morning." Ava accepted the answer at first, but then the same thing happened the next day and the day after that. There was no wave, no smile, and no eye contact. Slowly, Ava stopped looking toward the truck altogether. At home, Marcus seemed different too. He came home later than usual, skipped movie nights, and then spent hours staring at paperwork spread across the kitchen table. One night, Ava walked into the kitchen and overheard her parents talking. "We can't keep doing this," her mother whispered. Marcus sighed and replied, "No." The moment they noticed Ava standing there, the conversation stopped. Ava knew something was wrong, but nobody would tell her what it was. As the weeks passed, the distance between father and daughter grew. Then the rumors started at school. One student pointed toward Marcus's truck and said, "Your dad always looks angry." Another added, "Maybe he doesn't even want to be here." Ava pretended those comments didn't bother her, but every word stayed in her mind. Finally, one Friday afternoon, she couldn't keep her feelings inside anymore. She dropped her backpack on the couch, looked directly at her father, and said, "Why won't you even look at me anymore? You used to wave every single day, and now you don't even look at me." Marcus froze. "Ava," he began, but she interrupted him. "No, just tell me why." The room became silent. Marcus opened his mouth, then closed it again. After a long pause, he simply whispered, "I'm sorry," but he still didn't explain. And somehow, that hurt even more. The following week, the school held a family appreciation assembly. Parents were invited, but Ava didn't expect Marcus to show up because he had missed so many events lately. The gym was packed with students and families as the principal stepped onto the stage and began recognizing parents who had helped the community. Then she suddenly paused and said, "Today, we have one very special recognition." A photo appeared on the giant screen, and the entire gym gasped. It was Marcus. Ava sat up straight in shock as the principal continued speaking. 3 months ago, Marcus learned that he was slowly losing his eyesight. The room fell completely silent. Ava felt her stomach drop. The principal explained that Marcus had been working extra delivery shifts every day to save money for treatment. As his vision became worse, he stopped looking toward Ava every morning, not because he didn't care, but because he was terrified she would realize he could barely see her anymore. Tears instantly filled Ava's eyes. But then, the principal revealed something even more surprising. Despite struggling to save money for his own treatment, Marcus had secretly used part of his earnings to buy school supplies for students whose families couldn't afford them. The entire gym erupted into applause. Marcus stood there awkwardly, looking like he wished all the attention would disappear. Without thinking, Ava jumped from her seat, ran across the gym, and wrapped her arms around him. Through tears, she cried, "I thought you stopped caring." Marcus hugged her tightly and whispered, "Kiddo, you were the reason I kept going." People throughout the gym wiped tears from their eyes. Then Marcus smiled and said, "Besides, if I stop embarrassing you in public, am I even doing my job as a dad?" The entire gym burst out laughing, and even Ava laughed through her tears. After that day, everything changed. Marcus started treatment. Ava stayed by his side through every appointment, and every morning, no matter how busy life became, Marcus always found a way to wave. Sometimes it was a huge, over-the-top wave that made everyone laugh, but Ava never missed it again, because now she understood exactly what it meant. The people who love you most are often fighting battles you cannot see.